Hey everyone, in this video we are spending the weekend at Port Burwell Provincial Park in Port Burwell, Ontario. Come along with us and we will show you what this park has to offer. Port Burwell Provincial Park is located 2.5 hours from Toronto or Windsor and an hour from London. It has 2.5 kilometers of sandy beach on the northern shore of Lake Erie and is a great family campground with beautiful large private sites in their 3 campgrounds. The drive to get here took us just over 3 hours with one stop and took us through some beautiful country towns with lovely scenery. When we arrived, it was already starting to get dark, but we were able to check into our site and head straight for the water filling station, which was conveniently located on the way to the campgrounds on the main road. Just a short distance after you get through the gatehouse area, there is the trailer water filling station on your right-hand side. They have 2 hoses for fill-ups, and they are very long hoses because they are on probably the opposite side for most trailers of where you need to fill. Just across from the trailer filling station is the dumping station, and there are 2 lanes there, and in the middle they have 2 water towers plus a third one on the left-hand side, and it didn't look like the hoses had threaded ends, so you can't do a flush out here. We made it to our site and parked in the dark and decided to just call it a night. The next day, we were able to actually see just how large our site was and that it backed onto a beautiful forest. Then we headed out to explore the park, taking some shortcut trails to get us over to the Ravine Creek Trail area. This is also where you'll find a big playground, a sports field, and even a basketball court. There's also a large covered picnic area and an amphitheatre with plenty of seating. And as we walked through this area, there were park staff at a booth running some activities for kids. We're just about to start the Ravine Creek Trail, which is a 1-kilometer trail. It should take us about 30 minutes, and at the start of the trail they also have brochures that has more information about the geology, flora and fauna, and some information about the things you'll see on the trail. And while you're on this trail, you can actually connect to the beach trail, which is 1.5 kilometers, and it starts at marker point number 12. So far, this trail has actually been fairly easy. There were some stairs at the beginning and some spots that were a little bit more muddy, but overall it's been fairly accessible and a nice leisurely trail, which is exactly what we like. I stand corrected, there are actually multiple sets of stairs on this trail. They are fairly easy, but they would still be difficult to do if you had a stroller, a wagon, or any sort of mobility device. After our hike, we went back to the site and Alan whipped us up some lunch on the Blackstone. And then it was time to check out even more of the park. There's a nice centrally located comfort station here, and the showers and washrooms look like they are kept very clean. We are now on our way to get to the beach, and we decided that we would try to navigate through the campground. We've already taken a few wrong turns, but I have confidence that we will make it there eventually. We just went to the park store and registration office because I was looking to get myself a Port Burwell sticker, but unfortunately they were completely out. They did have some other souvenirs and other things that you can purchase at the park store there, and you can always get firewood and ice here as well. So if you're walking to the beach from the campsites, the steep path has a lot of bumps on it. I don't know if it's really wagon friendly, but you could probably manage. But there are parking lots closer to the beach, so if you're coming with a lot of gear, I would just recommend driving down. From the parking lot area, I do like that they have this boardwalk that makes it so much easier to go up and over the dune to get to the beach. If you had a stroller or a wagon or were carrying a bunch of gear, it would make it so much easier. And unlike some other provincial park beaches we've been to, it is quite a journey to actually get to the beach from the parking lot and even from the campground area. I would liken this to maybe Sandbanks, where you have to go quite far, or even Pinery. Like, it's quite a journey to get to the beach. If you are heading down to the beach, make sure you bring your own shade if you need it, because there are no trees unless you basically sit in the bushes further away from the water. It was a beautiful sandy beach with a nice sandy beach bottom, and the water was actually pretty clear for a lake, so I can definitely see why it's a popular beach destination. We're back on our site, and it did take us approximately 35 minutes to get from the beach back to site 201. We had no pep in our step. We were walking at a very leisurely pace. And now it's time for me to tell you more about this park. So there are over 220 sites in 3 different campgrounds. There's Alzora, Leander, and Iroquois. We are in the Iroquois campground on site 201, and this is an electric site. All 3 campgrounds have a combination of electric and non-electric sites, and the Alzora campground is no generators allowed. So you cannot have generators there. If you need an electric site, you're just gonna have to book one. Each of the campgrounds also have centrally located comfort stations, which I thought was pretty great, and they all looked very new and well kept, so that's always a plus. There are 2 garbage and recycling areas outside of the Leander and Alzora campgrounds. If you're in Iroquois, you will have to stop at one of those 2 on your way out to drop off your garbage or recycling. They also have a spot if you have empties for alcohol, like cans and bottles, and there's a spot for cardboard. So we drove down to the beach this morning. It's about 11 o'clock and parking lot number 5 is already full. So we parked in lot number 4, came down to the beach, and it is already filling up pretty quickly here. We didn't see the sign posted for water being unsafe to swim in, so they may have just had that the day that we arrived, because yesterday and today we didn't see it and people are out there swimming. Not too cold. Alan forgot his beach umbrella and his bathing suit though, so we may or may not return this afternoon to give the beach a try. It is an absolutely beautiful day to be spending it by the beach. However, we want to also explore the area that we're in, and we saw a few points of interest that we would like to go check out. So now we're gonna head out of the park and see what we can get up to. If you are only coming to the beach as a day use option, there is another gatehouse here where you can pay for your pass. But if you're driving down from your campsite, you can just flash your site pass. Inside of the park store, they have some souvenirs, camping essentials, and hard scooped Kawartha dairy ice cream. Just a short drive away is the town of Port Burwell, where there are some shops like an IDA pharmacy, an LCBO, a convenience store, a little souvenir shop, and plus there are some restaurants and places to stop for ice cream and a public beach area. You can check out the lighthouse, and there's also a marine museum and the Museum of Naval History. So if you are looking to explore beyond the park, there are some attractions here to check out. So we came to Charlotteville Brewing Company, which was about a 30-minute drive outside of the Port Burwell Park, but it is such a cute place. There are picnic tables with umbrellas. They have these little tractor tables that we're sitting at. There's a patio area, and it looks like there is a band over here getting set up to play. So we're pretty excited for our afternoon here. So the way it works here is that you place your order inside, and then you can sit anywhere outside on the patio or in the garden area. Alan's inside right now, and I suspect he's going to be getting himself a flight.
They've got a lot on tap. We haven't even touched everything yet. It's So we might have to go back for seconds.
Ooh.
They have a whole bunch of different stuff on tap. They've got sours, they've got IPAs, they've got lagers, they've got a stout, they've got nitro stuff. There is a lot to try here. I'm very excited.
All right, it's time for me to give you a tour of our site because I don't think I've shown you what it has to offer. And this site is absolutely massive. We are on site 201, which is an electrical site in the Iroquois Campground. We parked our trailer over here, which is kind of in the back right-hand corner. Set up our dining tent, and then over here is where our fire pit is. And then there's even more space over here. Well, I have mixed feelings about this, but this is our last camping trip in our Clipper. I'm not super sentimental about it, but I really did love this Clipper. It is such a cute camper. It got us into camping. We had no idea how to camp. We had no idea about anything trailer related. And we bought this trailer and it gave us the opportunity to get out and start camping and see what we liked and see more of the beautiful provincial parks across Ontario. But it's our last trip in the Clipper and we're keeping it pretty low key this camping weekend. You'll have to stay tuned to see what that means for us. Are we still camping? Are we not camping? How are we camping? I have a number of trips planned for the rest of the summer and into the fall. So like I said, stay tuned or follow along on my Instagram so that you can get some real-time updates at The Average Tourist. We had an early fire when we were back at the site, and then Alan tried a new experiment for dinner on the Blackstone, and he made us smash burgers. Except we didn't have any buns, so we had to improvise, but they were 10 out of 10 delicious. It's our final morning here at Port Burwell, and I'm just on the Ravine Creek Trail taking a nice stroll, and it's time for me to let you know what I liked and didn't like about this park. And I have really been thinking about it because overall, this park has been pretty great and it ranks high on our list. The first thing that I really liked about this park was the beach. It is massive, nice and sandy, and perfect for swimming. So if you do have people who enjoy going to the beach in your party, definitely add this park to your list. Next up are the sites. We have been out exploring the campgrounds and we haven't seen a single site that we wouldn't book. All of them are pretty great. Ours is massive and we've seen lots of big private sites as well. This is a great family park, especially if you have kids, because they have the beach area, a huge playground, and a big sports recreation area. So there's lots of room for kids to get out and play. And they had quite a bit of programming through the park for children. And although the park only had 2 official trails, the Ravine Creek Trail and the Beach Trail, we didn't find it to be lacking because we could easily get to the other campgrounds through their shortcuts. And we also walked on the road all the way down to the beach area, so there's plenty of options for walking here. The comfort stations here were also very nice and kept very clean. Plus, my showers were hot and there was great water pressure. A couple of other great things to mention are the dumping stations. They have 2, so for the size of the park, that's pretty good. And if you need to get anything, you can just run into Port Burwell. It's not too far of a drive away. They also have a public beach there, a museum, and some little restaurants and shops you can check out. And now for the things I didn't like about this park. There really was nothing. I loved everything about this park actually, and I had a really great time here. But if I had to say something, it would be that they ran out of Port Burwell stickers. So I wasn't able to get my sticker on this trip, so I can't add it to my passport. But if that's the only thing I can complain about, this is a pretty good park. Overall, we had a fantastic time here and would definitely be back in the future. And next time, I'm gonna pack Alan's bathing suit and umbrella so that he can't say that he forgot it and doesn't want to go to the beach. Anyways, I hope this video can be helpful for you if you're planning a trip to Port Burwell in the future. And as always, if you like this video, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to my channel, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of my upcoming videos. Thanks for watching, and I will catch you in the next one. Welcome to Wheatley Provincial Park. Coming up, we take our brand new travel trailer to Wheatley Provincial Park for its first camping adventure. We also explore around the park and the area, so stay tuned for that.